Hello everyone, Tina here for Papertrey Ink. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm super excited to share a project with you. We are using the Papertrey Ink Starry Delight Die Set. This has a fun stars, great for all occasions, and I love that you can layer them too. So we're going to be using this on our card. For our greeting, we're going to be using one of the greetings from the Christmas Your Way stamp set. I think I'm going to be using the Believe here. And then I love that there's a coordinating die set. We're going to be using the coordinating die to cut out our greeting. And then we're going to create a few little leafy elements with the Papertrey Ink Psalm Reflections for October. This is a die set that creates some corner borders, and we'll be using this on our card too. So we're going to start by doing our die cutting, and I'm going to take our Psalm Reflections for October. There's 2 leaf dies. I'm going to bring in some Simply Chartreuse cardstock, and I will die cut out 4 corners with this. And then while we're die cutting, we're going to cut out our stars. I think we're going to make them nice and golden. I'm using Harvest Gold cardstock. And I'm going to take the largest, and then we'll do some layering with this one. I want to create 2 of those. And then I really like this Starburst, and this smaller one too. We're going to die cut out with our Harvest Gold. Since we are die cutting, I'm going to go ahead and take the greeting die that says Believe, and I'll take some white cardstock. Since this is a more solid die that will cut out our greeting, I like to die cut first. We'll cut this out. And we're also going to cut out a background. For that, I'm bringing in one of the Papertrey Ink cover plates. This is the Exquisite cover plate. It has a beautiful pattern on here, and I'm going to go for a tone-on-tone look. We're going to be using some Smokey shadow cardstock for our background. And I will cut out a background with this. I'm going to do all my die cutting, and then we're going to do a little ink blending on the edges. Everything is die cut. We have our 4 corners, we have our stars, and then we have our greeting, which we'll go ahead and punch out the negative pieces. Let's go ahead and stamp our greeting. We're going to stamp it with True Black ink. And I'm going to run my hand over it just to kind of season the stamp a little bit. We'll pick up our ink and we will stamp this. And there's our greeting. Okay, we'll put this off to the side, and I'm going to bring in some ink. And I'm also going to use my grip mat here. We're going to start by ink blending a little bit of color on the edges of the leaves here, and I'm going to use the same ink. I'm going to use Simply Chartreuse. I'm going to grab my finger dauber, and we're just going to add a little bit of color, kind of giving it a little bit of a highlight. Now that my leaves are done, we're going to bring in our stars, and we have Harvest Gold cardstock for our star, and I'm going to use the same ink to add just a little bit of shading. Since we're going to be doing layering, I just want to do a little bit on some of the edges. So our ink blending on our stars are all done. I'm going to add some sparkle with some shimmer spray. This is gold shimmer spray, so I think it's going to go really well. And I'm going to spray off to the side here. And I will let that sparkle really saturate those stars. This may take a little bit of time to dry, so we'll put this off to the side. And in the meantime, we are going to add the cover plate to our background. And I want a tone-on-tone look, so what we're going to do is just adhere this to an A2 panel using the same Smoky Shadow cardstock. All the cardstock that I'm using today is from Papertrey Ink, and it will be listed down below. I'm going to use my tape runner. If you want to use your glue, you can. We're going to just add some adhesive behind here. Okay, so there is my beautiful tone-on-tone pattern. I put some adhesive behind here, and what we're going to do next is take some black and white baker's twine. I'm going to double it up, and we are going to add it straight down. It's nice because this print has a middle point, so I'm going to add some twine to the back, and we are going to run this down the middle point of our card, and then we're going to go across the center also here. Just want to make sure I'm close, and we will kind of do a little crisscross with this. I have a little bit left over, and I'm going to create a double bow with that in a minute. But I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive, especially around that twine. And then we'll add this to our card base. Okay, once we have this adhered, now rather than putting our leaves in the corner like so, I'm going to place them in the quarter sections that we made with our twine. I think that will look really pretty. Okay, but I want a little bit of dimension, so I'm going to put behind each of these leaves, I'm going to add some very small foam squares, and we're going to add some dimension this way. So we have some dimension. Now what we're going to do is take our star. I put some foam tape behind here also. We're going to center this on our card front. And then using some larger foam squares, we are going to add a couple layers. We're going to add this layer horizontal, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of, using my tape runner, I'll add some adhesive behind this, and then we will layer these two together. So we have a little bit of dimension there. And with our last star, I put a small foam square behind here. We're going to put this burst right in the center. Now we have our greeting that says believe. We're going to add this at the very bottom. Now for finishing touches, I have that double bow that we created with the black and white twine using a glue dot. I'm going to go ahead and place this double bow in the center of our stars. And then that will finish my card today. We have some textures on there. We have a little bit of sparkle with that shimmer spray, and I think it looks lovely. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.